I forgot to turn the recording on. Repeat all that.
No, that's all right.
Okay. All right. All right. Anything else?
Um,
I found that address, but it's a doozy, so I'll just put it in the chat.
That's perfect. And then I can I'll put him in our contacts.
Okay.
That I don't know, I came in late, but that last talk about was really nice. There was a lot of, with the station in there.
How did that go? I wasn't there.
It
know.
really went good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think everybody had fun.
Yeah.
Good.
We brought a lot of different accessories, I guess you can say, and told them to be creative. And it really was creative. People were really getting into it.
Very good.
So our next one that we're going to be doing like lighting and well, not lighting, it's using the light that's there.
Hey.
What?
I don't want them to practice beforehand. I want
Read
them to
your
practice
newsletter.
Huh?
Read your newsletter.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to
Y'all
type
read
this
the
out. That's
newsletter. Read the
Read the
newsletter.
newsletter before you come. And tonight's information will help as well. Oh, Margie, you're no fun.
I want to see what they do. So I don't want them to have to look it up on YouTube and stuff. I want them to get in there and do it. And I want them to read the newsletter, the article that I put out. So we'll see. Come for a challenge.
All right.
All right. I see it there, Rex. Rex,
Okay.
I'll get him on our list for our next meeting.
Thank you.
Yep. Margie, do you have anything that you want to bring up?
Oh, no, I was surprised we even had a meeting tonight.
Let's put that on the calendar. That's the first time I think Margie's ever not had something to bring up.
I know.
All right. I don't think I have any business or anything like that I need to bring up.
I do, sorry.
Okay.
Because we canceled the picnic, it is scheduled for August
6.
6.
Yes.
Yeah, we had the picnic was scheduled and the weather was reported to be horrible. And I got very few responses to people that were going, so we made the decision to reschedule it. We were able to reschedule it without having to pay anything extra.
Yes.
So it didn't cost us anything since we already have a permit. So we rescheduled that picnic but the only issue that we ran into was we couldn't get a free Saturday or Sunday until August.
Right.
And so we rescheduled that for the August 6th, which I believe is a Sunday this time.
It is.
That's
October.
August.
No.
Yeah, and then we have one in October.
Where is that one going to be at, Morty?
Keystone, I believe.
Oh, okay, good.
I believe so. Let me just double check on that. October, yes, Keystone Park.
Great.
And that's October 15th.
Yeah.
They got a lot of nice trees there too, so that's be some good shooting at fall. Did y'all see on TV, and I may not have the correct information, but I don't know if it was the White House or the Capitol, they had that bombing and the AI picture of it being bombed went around?
Yeah, I saw that.
You
Yeah.
saw that? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people believed it. That's what
Oh,
AI is,
no.
you know.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it caused a lot of problems just from that one picture that was circulated.
And DL shared that on Photoshop, they're doing some AI on there. What's it called? Generators.
AIR or something like that? Is
No,
that
hold
what you're
on.
talking about?
No, hold on. I gotta go to the thing. It is the generative fill deep dive. So like if an arm's cut off, you can add the arm to it in your photo. So that was interesting. It is generative fill in the new Photoshop beta. So,
Oh, really?
yes. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I missed that.
Well, there's a YouTube thing on it. I don't know if you want to share that later or not.
Is Jim traveling?
Jim is traveling, yes.
And Dennis?
Haven't heard from him.
Hmm. I didn't know if he was going to show up tonight. We had lunch last weekend. I would have thought that, you know what? He comes in late sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you back, Rex.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, they let me back into the country.
Well, that's
Good.
good.
All right. Well, let me give me 1 second while I reposition myself here.
Thank you, Beth. Yeah, Beth put a link down there to the explosion,
Oh,
the clip. Yeah.
Because it messed with the stock market too.
Yes, it did. A lot of flowers are in bloom right now.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and Jim sent me a couple news clips and I pulled a couple up. So I'm going to go ahead and go through some news. And then I think we'll have Margie do some critiquing and then I'll talk about the black background in my pictures. Does that work for you guys?
yes. And
Yeah,
then
why not?
I'm gonna look up that Photoshop thing, so
Okay.
share that as well.
All right. Let me share my screen here. And we'll share that particular screen. We'll do this. We'll do this. Share. You should see the bombing picture now.
Yes. Mhm.
Yep. Okay. So that's the picture that they were talking about if you haven't seen it, which I have not seen it. Huh. There's no explosion of or incident taking place or near the Pentagon reservation. Huh. So somebody did that. The title of the article there is Early Glimpse of Dangers of AI. Fake image shows an explosion at the Pentagon, goes viral on Twitter, sending markets plummeting.
Yeah, I knew it was
That
something
AI
like
stuff
that.
ain't no good.
And that's only the beginning.
Yep. I hate that bar that you have to have up here. Okay, let's go to, not there, here. All right, so Pentax. I'm sure Beth's ears popped up when I said that. Pentax
course.
K3 3. I'm not sure what the point of that is, but monochrome review. So a DSLR it's just for black and white photo lovers. I think this might have been mentioned before, but Petapixel has an article on it with some of the pictures. Margie, did your dog become a model?
I gotta get back there.
Looks like
Aww.
So they have some pretty decent pictures on here from the camera. That is the camera itself. So anyhow, Pentax is making a camera that's designed to take just black and white pictures. I'm sure Beth is happy about that. She's probably ordered 2 by now.
Nah, I use film for that.
Yeah.
So why is it more, don't want to say powerful, but why is it better for this doing black and white than our cameras?
I think
Do both.
basically it's the sensor in a regular color digital camera. All of your different colors are not on the same pixel. They're spread out. Whereas in a monochrome version, it's either on or it's off on that pixel. So you get higher definition basically from even a smaller sensor.
Mhm.
And the K3 is, I mean, I don't know if they updated it much in the 3. I've got the version 1 of the K3 and it's maybe 24 megapixels or something like that. And it's a crop sensor one. So it's not huge in any way.
What was the
But-
price? What was the price on the Pentax version? There was a link in the Reddit to a Leica black and white M3 camera, but the price point was just outrageous considering what it is. The return on investment would be astronomical. What was the price on the Pentax if you have it?
I think it's around 2,000.
Oh, that's reasonable.
It's a lot less. It's maybe 200 more than the K3 like color normal version.
Right.
And I don't remember how much the Leica is, but it's probably 8 or something like that.
But the plus on that is the uniformity of resolution and detail, texture,
Yeah.
what you get back for it. Yeah. So it has value.
If black and white is all you want to
Mhm.
shoot.
Well, you can carry more than one camera. You can just depend on when you see that's something that you want to use when you're out in the field, that you want
Yeah.
that large black and white with detail to the nth degree.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I carry multiple cameras. It's
Yeah.
usually a 4x5 and digital, or maybe medium format and digital.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing the Leica show up in that array there,
They
because
couldn't afford one. If you go up just above that picture right there, it says it starts, if money is no object.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Phase 1 has one that's 60,000.
60,000.
Yeah.
It's 2,200 for this Pentax one,
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it was
No, that's
I think it said 25.7 megapixel.
That's reasonable.
I think is what
Yeah.
I've seen on there. It's good. It's, I mean, the images look pretty good, so.
Well,
It's
the
an
acid,
easy to hold camera too.
the acid test is when you do your very best job and you send it out to the lab for a 30 by 40 or something along that line and see what you get.
Yeah. Yep. Anyhow, I thought that was interesting that they're, 25.7 megapixel. That's what I was looking for. ASPC. I thought it was interesting as far as they're building a camera that is specifically black and white. It's kind of like, what goes around comes around. So years ago we shot black and white, and now they're shooting black and white again.
But to give credit to the color cameras, you can use the colors in black and white mode. You can control the colors, like your red, you can make it lighter. You can choose what you want each one of those to be. I was wondering how you do that if it's just straight black and white. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
can just choose exactly the shade that you want something to fall against.
Yeah.
Filters.
Yeah,
They work the
I
same
wonder
way.
if using this camera, you can go back to using, the red and the green and the orange filters that we used years ago. I didn't see anything in there about that. I didn't get to read the whole article, but I'll go back through and read it to see. But I just wonder if you could.
I would think so. You just have to figure out how the sensor responds to each filter and
Yeah.
know what to expect, basically.
Yeah, the spectrum that it responds to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because each different brand of film is a little bit different too. So
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next, I got here that video replay. This airport camera captures a huge meteor explosion. That's pretty cool.
oh wow.
I thought that was pretty neat to see because that's
Wait,
a big one.
Did you say that? Yeah. Did you say the location?
Australia.
Australia.
Australia. Okay. There was a documentary, or not documentary, but I think it was just a news short that a meteorite had penetrated a person's roof and
yeah.
made a hole in their bedroom floor.
Huh.
Yep, I saw that.
Interesting.
So they're out there.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Here's one for Beth. Breaks the laws of physics by shooting an f.3 to f.6.
Jeez.
I don't know that you could get any more open or more light in than that, but anyhow, I thought that was neat, just the fact that it goes down that far.
Do they have any pictures to go along with that?
I think I saw the word Kickstarter in there somewhere.
Well, there's a picture shot at f1.8, and here's a picture with that camera.
Mhm.
That's
It's kind of cool.
50 millimeter f1.2 to being used to using that camera.
That sounds like a standard Nikon or Canon normal lens, doesn't it?
Well, these two are the comparison. So this shot here is shot on an R6 with a 50 millimeter 1.2, and then this is shot with this f0 camera.
Yeah.
To show you the basically no depth of field.
Yeah, the bokeh is bigger.
Yep.
You think my lens baby shots have nothing sharp.
Yeah.
Well, heck, that looks like something I do on a normal basis.
Well, Dennis just joined. He'll be popping in there shortly. All right. Next thing here is the new Fujifilm X S20 camera is faster and more powerful for $1,299. I think that was kind of I'm pretty sure this is the link that Jim gave me because I think he's the one that shoots Fujifilm, don't he? Doesn't he shoot the Fuji camera?
Thanks.
I think so. So anyhow, they have a new camera out. I don't know. I wasn't excited about it because it's a Fujifilm camera. But anyhow, new camera from them. And let's see, what do I got next year? The people who make AI keep saying AI will destroy humanity. I'm gonna put these links in on the video on the YouTube video when I put it up. But I think that's an article worth reading because that's the people that are making it telling you that it's no good and it's not good for you. So just a short little article. But I think I keep thinking back to a movie called iRobot.
Mhm.
If you haven't seen that, go watch that movie with all this AI stuff. Sony has a new sensor, has way better, according to them, has a way better dynamic range with less noise. Let's click this video here and watch.
With a smaller pixel to achieve breathtaking image quality, Sony opens the door to the new frontier of ever-evolving smartphone cameras. Presenting an image sensor with two-layer transistor pixel technology. Building on industry-leading expertise in the unique stacked structure technology, Sony has developed an image sensor with this new two-layer transistor pixel technology. The size of the light-absorbing photodiode determines a sensor's dynamic range, which is a particularly crucial parameter in high-contrast situations. Sony has been able to substantially increase the photodiode volume, achieving approximately double the amount of light it can absorb compared to the conventional technology. This level of outstanding dynamic range has never been seen before in the history of image sensors for smartphone. Images taken in a low illuminance environment, such as night scenes, are typically prone to noise. Sony has also successfully integrated a larger pixel transistor to dramatically reduce the noise attributed to the pixel, operated under such low luminance conditions. The innovation through the unique stacked structure technology realizes superior performance even with a smaller pixel, leading to both wide dynamic range and reduced noise. Sony is leading the way by introducing a new chapter for superior smartphone imaging.
So I just wonder how long it'll be till they start putting them in full-size cameras as well.
Sony is such a good camera anyway.
So anyhow, all right, next one I got here. Refocus Awards Color Photography Contest Showcase Chromatic Beauty. This is one that Jim sent me, so we'll, I guess, glance down through this. Overall winners, first place overall.
What are they doing?
I have no clue. Many working, it's telling about the, it doesn't say what they're doing. It just says it talks about the camera or the photographer guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in that picture.
Yeah, I don't know why it made second.
Yeah, I'm a people person, but that's a little bit much there.
Yeah, me too.
It's the gold award in the fashion and beauty.
Where's
Mm,
Waldo?
I'm highly confused. Although I
Yeah.
do like this girl's expression right here.
Yeah.
Where's Waldo?
I think she's looking for Waldo. All right, let's see what else they got here.
That's sort of neat.
Well,
Very simple.
I can say we go from a picture with 9 million things going on it to a picture with one thing.
One donut.
And I'm not sharing, sorry.
I still owe you one.
I like that. I'm not exactly sure how they did this part though. The polar bear.
That was neat. Very modern looking.
Mm.
I like that 50s look, that 50s and 60s look.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I like that.
Would you like it without the dog in
No.
it?
I've always felt you need to have some kind of subject in something like that. Well, there goes our dressed up people. What was the fashion one that we had above?
Yeah.
Somebody threw a smoke bomb in there. I don't know why that would have been anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a nice photo. It just doesn't grab me.
Yeah. Me neither. Film and analog, first place.
Oh, bird.
Yep.
You know, a picture like the flamingo there, it just shows you that something as simple as that can win an award because this is easy to do, very common, easy.
Mm-hmm. It's sharp.
Mm-hmm. That's sort of neat.
You know, that one landscape. I wish it gave more information as to what it,
Me too.
where it was or what it is, or
Yeah.
I think these pictures of these kind of pictures of buildings that have the different colors or their odd colors, kind of like down at the Mexican war streets and that, are always interesting.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's interesting to win
Yeah,
for
it is.
portrait.
Yeah. That's neat.
Sort of an Annie Leibovitz type of work.
Yeah.
What in the world what is that?
I have no idea. It looks like they're, I don't know. I don't even know how to guess what that is.
And geographically, it looks probably Southeast Asia with those hats like that
Yeah, but what is the pink?
and the flowers. And
And what are they
That's a
laying on? What
flower.
is the blue stuff?
Yeah.
There's a lot of what is.
Yeah.
Questions on that
An awful
one.
lot.
I like that. Here's a lot of what is.
Yeah.
Looking at it real close, the blue is actually a tarp.
Mm.
Okay.
That's probably why it won, because it has questions.
Yeah.
Are they cranberries or something
No.
like that?
I have no
No.
idea. It looks like they're actually opening those things up into those puff balls and placing them there, but I don't know what they are.
Where it hurts the most
Hmm.
is where the toe actually connects to the foot. Yeah, and, but I do see that when I'm walking on my bare feet, that toe rolls out. And I look at my other toe and it doesn't, so I guess if I wanted to be where it's supposed to be, I need to take.
Whoever's talking about their toe, you're still on mute. You're not on mute.
Yeah, really.
All right, let's see. This is underwater.
Yeah, that's nice. I like underwater.
That's different.
It is different. That I like. I love the way the sun highlights the wings. I love the moths, and I'm critiquing, and let's just say I like that.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty cool. Oh, what else we got here?
Cigarette in his mouth and a fire on the ground. Second place overall. That is, that is pretty neat, really. Different. That's got emotion in it.
No. All right. Well, that was the end of the ones they showed. Pretty neat photos there. All right. What else we got here? The best photography print labs in 2023. I don't know how long the video is. I didn't watch it. I'll post this up, but I know you guys are always asking about labs and where to print stuff and that kind of stuff. So maybe this article can help you out a little bit. Let me see. How long is this video? It's 2 hours long. We're not going to watch that. We'll save that for a rainy day. Y'all can watch that one on your own. But anyhow, I know a lot of people ask about where do I get my stuff printed? Where should I print it at? Where should I print it at? And a lot of suggestions for Walmart and Walgreens and stuff like that. And I disagree with all of those places. So maybe you can pick something up out of this article. And oh, we already looked at that. Yeah, the bomb thing. Okay. That is all I have in the news department. Did I have something else? Nope, that ain't it. Yeah, that's all I had open. I'm gonna stop share. Hi, Dennis. I see you joined us. All right.
Hey.
Ooh, Beth linked a thing on here that says Pentax is possibly developing a new film camera as well. So Pentax is maybe trying to go back the old school way. All right. Margie, do you want to do some critiquing now? And then,
We can hit, what's on tonight? And what's on our agenda?
I'm going to, I do those pictures with the black background.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show I'm going to talk about how that happens, what I do to make that happen.
Do you want to do that first? And
No, I want you to critique first.
do you want to do that first?
No, I want you to critique first.
And I put the link for that YouTube video for the Photoshop.
How long is that video?
That's not very long. Maybe like 6 minutes.
I don't see the link for it.
Yeah.
Did you send it to someone specific and not the whole group?
No. How about if I send it?
Oh, there it is.
No, we got it.
Well,
Send it.
hang on. You want to, let's watch that video real quick. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because the part that I need to talk about won't take very long for me to explain how I do it. So let me go back to sharing my screen. And you guys see a Photoshop video?
Yep.
Oh, 16 minutes, sorry.
We'll watch some of it, if not all of it. We'll see here. All right, and play.
Hey everybody, Terry White here, and it's my pleasure to take you through what I consider one of the most revolutionary things to happen to Photoshop in the last 2 decades. Hands down, changes the way we use Photoshop from here on out. All right, I'm talking about generative fill. Let's dive in. So first and foremost, before I get into it and show you this first example, you'll notice here that I'm running Adobe Photoshop in parentheses beta. So this is a separate install of Photoshop. You can have your release version. You don't have to uninstall anything. But what you want to do is head over to your Creative Cloud app. And in your Creative Cloud app, there's a section down here on the left called Beta Apps. So click on Beta Apps and you should see the Photoshop beta for you to go ahead and install and download. So I've got it installed, up to date, and I can open it, which is already open, and you can run it right alongside the existing Photoshop. All right, so with that said, I'm going to give you a simple example first. This is one real case scenario. I did a photo shoot. The model loved this particular look, but I accidentally, inadvertently cut off her shoulder, photographed it too tight, and we're missing part of her shoulder. Of course, I could go in and hopefully find a shot of the shoulder, Photoshop it in, duplicate this one over, try and do it, and I can probably get it to look right. Who knows how long that might take? Or I can just grab my crop tool. I can uncrop it just a bit to show where the shoulder would have been. I'm going to grab my rectangular marquee tool. I'm just going to make a selection of that little sliver of the image, and notice I'm even coming in just a little bit onto the image. Now I'm going to bring up the new contextual taskbar, and I'm going to click generative fill, and normally you would put a prompt in. But in this case, I'm just going to hit generate because I don't need to tell it what to do. I want it to guess using AI what it thinks it should do if I don't instruct. In other words, if I'm not telling it to fill it in with something in particular, what should it do? And that's exactly what it should do. It should rebuild the rest of the photo. Give me 3 different versions to pick from. And if I didn't like any one of these 3, I can hit generate again and get 3 new ones. And I'd have a total of 6. If there's one I just totally did not like, didn't think was realistic, then I could go ahead and just remove that one from the results. So I can just keep the ones I really like. If there's one that I really like, I can go down to contextual taskbar and give it a thumbs up and saying, yep, you guys did a great job. And that is helping the AI continue to improve. If there was one that was really bad, I can give it a thumbs down, and that helps the AI continue to improve. Okay, first case scenario, it's already saving the day. It gave me what I needed. And I could have outcropped more to have a little bit more space if I needed. All right, next up, here's another real world scenario. This is another one of my photos from Iceland. And as you can see, didn't get there early enough, too many people in the way. And I was just never really happy with this shot because I didn't even set up for the long exposure I should have done because there were just too many people in the way. So I ended up doing the long exposure just by photographing over everyone. So just lifting my camera up, shooting up in the sky and kind of getting it. And I never really liked this photo because it doesn't show the bottom of the water. So let's take care of this one first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my lasso tool, and you notice I've got the lasso set to automatically add to the selection. So right here in the control panel, I've got that option enabled up here to automatically add to the selection. All right, so next up, I'm just going to go ahead and start start lassoing people. In other words, I can keep lassoing because I've already got it set to add. Otherwise, you just hold down your shift key and that would also continue to add either way. And I'm just kind of loosely selecting all the people, the group here in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and select these people over here on the left. Now, had I done this as a long exposure, these would probably just be blurs of people, but they would still be people in the way. All right, so next, let's go ahead and do generative fill. And once again, not putting in a prompt, just hitting generate and letting it figure out what it should do based on the rest of the scene, the rest of what's there. And I'm not telling it what to do, so hopefully it will remove those people. And like that, it gave me the perfect scene. Now, the only problem is I didn't shoot this as a long exposure, so I still wouldn't use it as is. I would have to blur this using probably the improved path blur in the blur gallery to kind of blur this down to give me that silky look of a waterfall. But that's pretty darn great. I got the rainbow all the way down, no people in my way, great shot of a waterfall had I done the long exposure. This one I did do the long exposure, but it doesn't show the bottom of the waterfall. So let's go ahead and grab our crop tool. Let's go ahead and uncrop down here to the bottom where the bottom of the waterfall would be. Now keep in mind, the AI doesn't know this particular waterfall, but it knows it's a waterfall, so it's going to fill in the bottom of a waterfall. It doesn't necessarily know the bottom of what the other one looks like. All right, so we'll do generative fill once again. We'll hit generate. We'll let it do its thing. And just like that, I get the bottom of the waterfall. Look at what it did. It extended the rainbow all the way down, gave me the bottom of the waterfall, it let the water come out, which doesn't happen on that particular waterfall. It doesn't come out in the front like that. But I get 3 different choices to choose from. I kind of like that one because it could have been further back. I like this one. I could have been off to the side. And this is probably the one I would pick because this one looks close as if I wasn't standing right there in the middle, or I could have been further back. And this is a scene now I would use. I get that silky long exposure look. I get my rainbow all the way across. And now I have a photo that I would print and hang just based on what generative fill was able to give me. Saving the day. Adobe magic. All right. Now, this is a real world scenario that I really wanted to challenge the AI. If you had to manually remove the guy in the middle, we don't have to, but I just wanted to see what it would do. Imagine how much work that would take. You would have to clone in where the steps would have been. You would have to make up this guy in the blue on the right here. You'd have to make up what he looked like because he's completely covered, including his shoulder and his pants. And then you'd have to, of course, put the steps in under the leg here and under the arm. And so this would take me hours to do this right, and I may not ever like the way it looks if I can't get it to look just right. So I really wanted to challenge Firefly built into Photoshop and see what it would do. So I'm going to go to my select menu. I'm going to load in that selection just of the lasso just to save time. So we'll just load that lasso in. And I lassoed all the way around him. I lassoed the little part under the leg, the little part under the arm. I kind of cut into the guy in the pink a little bit so it would blend in better. And again, I kind of cut into the guy on the right here on purpose. All right, so now that I got that selection, we're going to go to generative fill, and I will warn you that each time it didn't do it right away because sometimes it tried to guess and think that I wanted to put some people in the middle. I wanted to replace him with a different person. So the first time I did this, it took 5 tries to get it to where it would remove him. Let's see what we get this time, just trying it from scratch. And it's starting to do a better job removing him. I can already see that that's not what I want. This time I put a kind of a weird looking person there. We're going to take that one out. And this time it got it right on the first try. Look at that. That's the one I would keep. Look at the steps. Look at how it built his body. Look at the shadows. Look at everything it did as if that guy was never sitting there. It did it in about 20 seconds, what would take me hours or maybe never to get it just right in Photoshop. This is what I mean by it changes everything. All right, let's go ahead and switch up. And this time we're going to do a fashion example. So this is a fashion shoot I did a while back. And we got our model here, and what I want to do is we forgot to give her earrings. Like she had on a necklace, nice jewelry, nice clothes, but we forgot to put earrings on. So let's go ahead and just select this area. And we're just going to go ahead and say generative fill. And we're going to go ahead and this time we are going to type in a prompt. We're going to say fashion earring. And we'll hit generate, and we'll just let that cook. And just like that, not only did it give it an earring, or give her an earring. It gave her an earring that kind of matches the look of the overall outfit, the overall fashion. I get 3 to choose from. Again, trying to match those beads in the necklace. I like yeah, that one I would say nah. Well, it's not a bad result. It's just I don't like the result, so I'll go ahead and just close that one. So again, it put it on the ear. It attached it to the ear perfectly. It gave us exactly what we would have gotten had she been wearing those earrings, shadows and all. Now again, if I want more earring choices, I just hit generate again, and we hit generate one more time and just see what it does. And just like that, I get 3 new results. Ooh, I really like that one. That's a favorite. And that one's okay. So I'll give that one, and definitely give that one a thumbs up because I like the look of it overall. Again, I could also go back to that one or that one. They are all good, but these are some of my favorites. And again, if there's one you just know you're not going to use, like I'm not really a crazy, that one's okay. I'm just not crazy about it. You can close it. And removing them from the layer also will significantly reduce the file size when you save this layered file as a PSD. Okay, you don't have to just be limited to one thing. So I can go to my lasso tool now, and in my lasso tool, I'm going to do something I never did before. I'm going to add in a big area here, something like that. And I'm going to go to generative fill, and you guessed it, fashion hat. I have no idea what it's going to do. I've not done this one before, but I just got the idea just now. I have another idea later. Hang on, we'll just see what this looks like. Fashion hat. And we get our fashion hat. That's cool. That one's cool, but it kind of looks like it's just sitting on top of her head. That's a little too big, so I probably wouldn't use this one. Probably wouldn't use this one. That's looking more like it's really, she's really wearing it. So I'll probably go ahead and generate one more time. I'm not crazy about the blue, but otherwise the hat looks great. And I could always change the color of the hat if I wanted to. But let's just generate some more and see what we get. All right, that's cool looking. Again, too big. And it could just be my selections too big as well, because it also has the extend out. So that one just looks too big. That one just looks, I don't know what that is. And again, not crazy about the yellow, so we'll generate one more time. Again, I could live with the blue. I would change the color of it, but that's about it. And I could also try a different selection. So if you don't like the results, try a different mask as well. Like, yeah, these are just too big. So I think what I would do is I would say no, no, no. And then let's turn that layer off and let's just make a new selection. So let's not come out that far. Let's say right about here. And then back here. There we go. Let's just not go out that far. Let's go generative fill. And let's do fashion hat. And we still have the other layer. We still didn't lose that one. But now we're just getting a different version based on the smaller selection. Now we're talking. See how much smaller they are just based on that selection. So again, I'd probably keep that one as probably my favorite. Now let's take it up a notch. Let's do one more thing. Let's make a selection one more time. And we're just going to come out here, go back here. And I'm just going to extend this out just a little bit more. There we go. You guessed it. Generative fill, sunglasses. Generate. I could have typed fashion sunglasses to maybe get some better looking ones. All right, those are funky. They look upside down, but they're cool. Yeah, those those are definitely interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and say you can change your prompt, so you can keep those results if you like them. Fashion sunglasses. Let's go ahead and generate one more time. All right. I don't know. They kind of look interesting. The only ones I definitely would not like, that would be kind of just a little too weird. They look like they're upside down, but then maybe that's a style. I'm going to turn those off. Those look funky. They kind of match, again, the hat. They're trying to match the look of the outfit. Those could be interesting. That one I'm just not happy with the way the hair looks. So let's go ahead and give that one a thumbs down and get rid of that one. And not really happy with that one, and not really happy with that one. So these would probably be the two I'd keep so far, and I could keep generating more results. Want to take the glasses off? Just simply turn off the layer, just like that. All right, so with that said, let's go in and talk about one more thing. Let's go in and talk about changing an outfit completely. Let's hit select subject. So that will select him. We're going to invert that selection right here on the contextual taskbar. Invert that selection. So now it's the background. And now we're going to also use the contextual taskbar to expand the selection by that magical 20 pixels. And that will cut in around the edge. Because what I want to do is replace this background first. So we'll do generative fill. We'll do snow-covered mountain. One time I spelled mountain wrong. I got some really weird results. So make sure your spelling's right. Nice. Nice snow-covered mountain. Nice snow-covered mountain. Not, well, the background mountains are snow-covered, so they all count. All right, so I kind of like probably this first one the best, but now he looks wrong. He doesn't look like he should be wearing a shirt like that. So I'm just going to make a new layer with the composite so far, and we're just going to go ahead and make that selection that I started with the lasso come all the way around here. And this is the reason why I didn't use the object selection tool, because I kind of want some of his neck selected as well. So we'll do generative fill, and we'll give him a ski jacket. All right. Let's see what we get there. All right. Now he's looking more like he's suited to be outside with the snow-covered mountain. And we can give him a hat and sunglasses, but you get the idea. So this is just a quick little deep dive kind of on what generative fill is capable of in Photoshop. With that said, I want you to go ahead and download that public beta, give it a shot. Unlimited use right now. Continue working with it, playing with it with your own images, seeing what you can push the boundaries of, like I did with moving that guy in the middle. And I want you to have fun. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Tag me and stuff you post. Let me see what you come up with. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Let's discuss the waterfall picture. That was the one that really stood out to me, because he took taking the people out is good, easy, nice. I like that. I like the idea that he was able to remove those people, and it looked good. Everything looked good. But when he took the picture of the top of the waterfall and then told it to go ahead and just make me a bottom picture, my question would be, is at what point is it no longer a photograph and now a generated computer thing that's not real?
Hasn't that always been the question?
Thoughts? Yes. I mean, in this situation, we use digital, and we use Photoshop, and we delete stuff, and we increase, we do stuff that could always have been done in a dark room. But he's completely altering a picture, basically, by adding something in that was not there. I mean, obviously that stuff wasn't there. I don't know. I question that in my mind. That's one of my questions that I have when it comes to this kind of stuff.
You know, with the photograph, you have the metadata, but with the AI, you're not going to have it, I don't think. And I never did think of it this way. I thought when we had jury shows and etc., they could actually look at the metadata and say, hey, this is a photograph. But with this thing here, you can't do that because it's part photograph, part AI.
Right. So the original picture, unless Photoshop adds something to the metadata, and says, hey, this, this was generated, but it started with an actual picture.
Yeah, how are they going to judge it?
You just added to it.
And when it came to the compositives with the guy, he did not look totally, he looked like a poor composite where somebody actually, cut him out and put him on the background. He didn't blend it as well. It didn't blend it as well as I expected it to be blended. So I'd really like to be able to get in there and take a look at the edges to see how they are, if they're sharp or if they blend into the other pixels.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the whole hat and the sunglasses on the model. But the earring will look pretty good.
Yeah.
The hat and the sunglasses didn't look as well. But I don't know, it's something to think about. And if you have this subscription for Photoshop, you can go download that beta version and fool around with that a little bit and see what you think. But it's interesting because just recently, within the last week or so, Jim sent me a picture and said, hey, I took this picture and I can't crop it to an 8x10 without cropping people out. How do I fix it? And I use Photoshop and content aware fill and added to the top and the bottom of the picture to make it so that it would fit into an 8x10 format. So it added trees and it added grass or ground to it. So trees above the people and ground below them, and it was a group shot. And it came out pretty nice. And if you didn't really, really look at it, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was added in there. But I didn't do a whole lot of going in, because a lot of times once you do that, if you go in and remove a few things or change a few things around, it don't look fake. But if you look at, you end up with patterns in there whenever you add to it. But
yeah,
I did it in just a few seconds. I sent it back to Jim and said, here you go, it's fixed, you're ready to go. And he was happy, and he's going to print his 8x10. It's a family portrait with him in it, kind of thing. But it fit the format then. I made it fit the 8x10 format for him. But I don't know. I question about, like I said, the waterfall and completely adding the bottom of that waterfall. It's completely different. The water doesn't go that direction. There was no green stuff there. It's completely not what was there, is what I question.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I just wouldn't feel good about myself as a photographer presenting something like that. Now, the things he was doing with the people, I think you could have a lot of fun with that. But I wouldn't want to use that to compensate for something that I did really wrong, in the first place. I just wouldn't feel good about it.
Well, those that do Photoshop, and I enjoy taking and making composites out of different pictures. So I'll take a person, put it in their background that maybe is on fire, or et cetera and et cetera. We do that I do that with a lot of different Photoshop pictures. And I create stuff. It's so like Jim with his moon shots, and putting it where the moon is, taking up almost all the picture, and you have a little bit of flower in the front. We do manipulate photos. I have always done it with some of mine, but when isn't this about the same thing, except for we're the one taking the pictures and adding part of one picture into another picture?
I don't know. That's my question. Is it the same? Is it not? I don't know.
I don't think it's the same, because I've taken all those pictures, not all of them, but most of them myself. I have taken stuff off of there.
It sounds to me like you're saying you use your resources. You have one thing that you're doing, and then it needs something else, and you put it together. You're not using another resource from someplace else and letting it make the difference.
Right.
You're not turning it on and letting it take over. You're still putting it together with your art ability.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't let anything take over.
But it seemed
Yeah.
like he was using that to compensate for things that he did wrong, instead of trying to just be creative. Like Margie's being creative when she's
Yeah.
using those tools, but
Right.
his approach was to make up for something that he screwed up in the first place. And that's the part I didn't like.
Well, I've photographed a lot of people and I've screwed up a lot. And having that kind of software to make up for it, of course, now what he was showing is the state of the art ability to do it. I took the time to put things back in, like when he needed to make it extra wide on one side so that he could rebuild it and put it in. I've done exactly the same thing with arms, but I built it, and I had to build it using Photoshop and taking the other arm, in some case flipping it around, sometimes taking a part of the clothing and it's not there and it should be, and creating the space for it and then taking it from another side and putting it over there. But it's the photographer artist doing it, not turning it over to AI beta, where a lot of other technicians and artists have designed all these different things that do it just like that for you. You're still doing it. That's different. One of the things I was thinking of when I was watching all this is I was thinking in terms of percentages. So you took a beautiful photograph, but there's something not right with it. And so you use AI beta Photoshop to fix it. So what percentage did you use? 5%? 10%? That's, so you can say you did the job and you needed some help from it. But if you created a work and it was so bad that you had to use all of the creativity of AI to do it, that what you wound up with was 95% AI and 5% you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where something not right is going on. To me.
Yeah.
I think that is it's going to be an ongoing question, and I'm going to question it a lot. And I think we can debate that a lot over the next few years until they come out with something new that does it easier. But it's what stood out to me. Like I said, the adding the earring in, cool. I like that. I thought that was good. Or removing the people, we do that all the time, and being able to just circle them and hit a button and Photoshop do it for you, and it did it well. I think that's a good idea. It makes things easier, I should say. But when you get into the fact of basically building a photograph, I'm confused.
I don't like that part. I really don't. But yeah, deleting, it looked pretty easy when you were deleting all those people.
Yeah.
And that was great because we do that anyway with Photoshop.
Right.
But once again, like you said, I don't like the idea of AI getting in there and saying, this is another way to look at the picture. We're adding trees, we're adding sand or grass or dirt, whatever. I don't know. That's not my photo then.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the Lightroom masks for a minute. I find myself using them a lot. This last cruise that we were on, we had some really hazy days. They were in between days. They were sort of at the point where if I used the mask to improve the sky, it looked better. And I was using it a lot. So the masks that are available, especially the sky mask in Lightroom, LRC, I used a lot. So I'm glad that there's that element of AI available to help me make images so that they look like what I feel like they really should look like, not to make them deliberately make them something they're not, or make them something really wow. The idea was to just fix something that really would have been nice if it had been a better day.
Yep. All right. I think
You're right.
that Margie, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my thing for a few minutes, and then you guys can you can do some critique. And how's that?
It sounds good with me.
Okay. So the question had arisen, and the person that actually wanted to know how to do this isn't here tonight. So Carl had asked this question about how to make this happen without using Photoshop or without using Photoshop or Lightroom or something. And I said, well, I do it all the time, and it's actually very simple. And so I wanted to explain how to do this. So I'll show you a picture and then I'll tell you what I did. So let me share my screen once again. Not that one, this one. All right. So I got 3 pictures that I'll show you real quick. This is one of them. Black background. That's what the question was. How do you make a black background in a picture? So this is one. This is one. And this is one. These all 3 were shot at Phipps Conservatory in the daylight, not at night, not on an evening shot or anything like that. These are all shot in, early in the morning when we go, so they're bright. So how do you do that? And that was the question. These were shot with I don't think I used a flash on these. Yeah, I did use a flash on these. All right, so basically what I do is, first off, you got to get your flash off your camera. So if you're shooting with flash on your camera and you want to do this, it most likely isn't going to happen. The idea is to light up what you want lit up, and the other stuff to be so far off of the exposure that it turns black. So you guys most of you guys have been in the orchid room at the at Phipps Conservatory, right?
Yeah.
And you know that typically where the flowers are at, the background is only inches to 6 8 inches away. It's not really that far. So if you're shooting with light going directly at your flower from the camera or from an on-camera flash, it lights up the background, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you always end up with all them leaves and everything in the background. So what I do with this is I take my flash off my camera, either wirelessly or I connect a wire, my NC17 flash wire, and shoot the flash across at about a 90-degree angle from the lens, the direction the lens is pointed. So basically I'm shooting the flash perpendicular across the front of my lens to light my subject. But because I'm doing that and I'm lighting my subject, there's no light in the background. So my subject is bright, it's lit well by my flash, but the drop off between there and the background is huge with the amount of light that I use. So, you got a 3 or 4 or 5 stop drop between the subject and the background. It becomes black. And it's really simple to do, but you have to be able to get your flash off. So most of the time I try to get my flash out close to perpendicular. Sometimes it's not quite perpendicular. So if we look at this one here, so you can see I kind of lit two flower. I'm pointing to stuff and I know you guys can't see me pointing. I lit 2 flowers here, but I lit these with the flash at about, not quite 90 degrees, probably like 60 to 70 degrees from the direction my lens was pointed. So my lens was pointed directly at the main flower here. And then my flash comes from over here, this direction. That stops any light from going to the background. you know, a little bit, but no light going to the background, and then the background goes away because it's it's that drop off. It's that 2 to 3 4 stop drop off, and it becomes black. And that's how you do this. It's really simple if you can get your camera off or your flash off your camera. You have to be able to do it either wirelessly or, like I said, put a wire, run your camera with a wire off, but you got to be able to hand hold your flash and get it out away from the subject. So that was what Carl had been asking about, is how do you do that? That's how I do it. I do it all the time. You guys have seen it. The other thing is, now these all three were shot with a flash. Yeah. The other thing that I do is you all know I carry a flashlight with me all the time, a little tiny pen light that's in my pocket. You can do the same thing with that. If you light your subject with that and spot meter off of your subject with your camera, then the background becomes that 4 stop, 5 stop drop. It becomes black, and you're lighting just your subject with a flashlight. And you can do the same thing. You can get that black background with a really cool lit subject, and eliminate all that without having to come back here. So when I come back home, I don't have to take this picture and do all the masking and everything to take the background and make it black. It's already black when I took the picture in camera, and it saves me a lot of time and effort. Questions?
I like using the flashlight when I do the black background too.
Yeah. So as long as that light source lights your subject and falls completely off of the background, that's what's going to happen. Is you're going to get a really cool black background. And that's what these are done. And typically, if you see one of my pictures done this way, that is how it was photographed, either with a flashlight or a flash at that 90 degree or, a real sharp degree where I'm only lighting the subject. Okay. That is, I guess that's closer to a tips and tricks, but that's how I do that. That was what Carl was questioning, is how to do that. He couldn't figure it out. He said the only way he knew how to do it was to put it in Photoshop and make it happen. And I said, no, it's actually pretty simple. The easiest way to do it is with a flashlight. Buy yourself a little pen light you can put in your pocket, take it with you, fool around with that, and you'll get some really cool results by doing that. And if Annie was here, she would tell you that, yes, I show her that all the time. I won't let her use my flashlight, though. All right. If no other questions, Margie, I'm going to turn the meeting over to you. And I'm going to do some critiquing.
Yeah, let me
All right. I'm going to step away just for a moment.
y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think we did this one, but he's not. This is what? Is this? Who is this?
Alan.
That's what I thought.
It's Alan.
Yeah, Alan's not here, right? So you don't need that, Alan. Jim Murphy, we already did that one with Jim Murphy. We could take the heck out of that one. And Rex, do you want, I don't know if we did this one. I know we did a bunch of ducks, but I don't know if we did yours or not. Or do you want
That was not really mine. What it was a taking a shot at changing the other person's.
which was
Yeah, I think
there
we
was
did
an
that one.
original.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not going to do Allen's and etc. So we're going to go over here and we will go down to critique. And we are going to, I'm sorry. Wake up, Margie. Let me go back. And we are going to, I don't think I went back there. Let's see. April. Okay, and Ellen once again. All right, Suzanne's here. I know she's here. Okay.
Well, I like this one with the colors. I like the light flare. I like the subject because I always like trees. Uh, and I could see me making a kaleidoscope out of that one. Um, so that's mine.
I'll send you the file if you want to do it. That would be pretty neat, I think.
Yeah.
I have a
That's-
question. How did
Yeah.
you get that beautiful star of light?
Just with I guess I closed down my aperture a lot. You know, I can't remember what I had on it, but I think that's how that happened. It's the real thing. I didn't,
It's the way
up it in.
it's what happened.
Yeah.
It's what happened. But it was beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's just a tree in my backyard that,
Yeah.
I like. So I could lay on the ground to take that one and nobody saw me.
I lay on the ground all the time around here. People are used to it. They don't know whether I'm laying on the ground because I'm fainting or I'm taking pictures.
I like the perspective of it being that close to the bottom of the tree and seeing the way the trunks and the limbs kind of just flow around all over the place.
A lot of texture. A lot of texture on that.
It looked like a beautiful wide angle shot.
Yeah, I believe it was.
Okay, we're gonna try somebody else. This one here, I'm gonna do anyway. This one here is really good as far as the action of it. It does. You know how I am with animals. I don't like animals eating animals. But
Not eating them, he's carrying them.
he's getting ready to eat. That's his supper. But it looked like it was pretty sharp, but in the face itself, and even the catch light. She's even got a catch light in there. For that distance, that was pretty good. But considering, it could be a little sharper, but considering an action shot like this and getting the catch light and the subject itself, I thought was very, very nice. My screen is really dirty.
He was far enough away that I didn't even see that he had a fish in his talons until I, put it on the computer. So and I agree with you. I think it should be a little sharper, but I think maybe I
still
need to have my
good.
lens calibrated too, or either that or my eyes. I'm not sure, but it was fun.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, to catch a shot like that is
It's pretty
the
amazing.
right moment. The right moment.
And the composition for it is really nice too.
Yes.
Thank you.
How was the lighting on it? Y'all like the lighting?
Yes.
I do too, because you can see the head is lit up more than the rest of the bird. And that's where the focus is on the head. And even on the fish, the head is lit up.
And I like the placement of the clouds with the bird, because
I
if
know.
the bird was up in the clouds, I think you would lose the sharpness of the bird itself.
It sort of draws you in is what it does. It's almost like a triangle type. But it was I really like it.
Good job, Susan.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it was all the bird, it wasn't me.
Oh,
Okay, Linda. This is one of Linda's. And I think Linda is here.
At first, I didn't see the spider web.
Yeah.
I didn't see it till I got home.
Yeah.
Would this be something that you could use that photo stacking on so that you could lose the background and just get the ice? Would that work?
Well, I think the idea of photo stacking would be to capture the background along with it,
Yeah.
kind of like the reverse. So just probably a wider opening of the lens with a narrower depth of field would be the way to go. Low ISO, wide opening. Closer you get to it with a wide opening, the more soft and out of focus the rest of the background would be. And some foreground for that matter.
Yeah, because the spider is here, but you really have to look for it. And I had to look to see. I wasn't sure what it was until I saw what she said. I knew it was some kind of ice, but it's a little busy for me. I would have liked to see more out of focus in the background. So the ice would have stood out more, but the ice is even a little bit out of focus here. Yeah. But it's interesting, you know, once you know what it's about, it's really interesting. Like this part in here was pretty neat.
Maybe just a little tighter crop where
Yeah.
the spider might stand out more. Because
Yeah.
it is a pretty cool photo.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
As you walk through the woods, you don't realize how many spider webs there are in the woods, but on this particular day, this ice was clinging to all of them, so you could see them all. It was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taken several with frost on it. And I know what you mean. That was really stand out.
Cool.
Good job. All right, Jim's not here. And Ellen's not here. And Linda, we just did one of hers, so we'll go on down. Dennis is here. We're going to do that one. Okay, I love this one. That's why we're doing it. This is one of my favorites.
It's a 10.
Dennis does not do color usually. It's black and white, but this shows you color. I could not have seen this in black and white. This here is really, really nice. Like how it's out of focus in the background. It's sharp. It's unique. And that's what I like about it. It's just a really nice picture. This is something I would like to have taken and hung on my wall. I really like it that well.
Thank you.
Go ahead, people.
I like the texture in it. And I like how the little flower framed the bigger,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it go, you know, draw my eye in.
Anybody else? How is the depth of field?
Well, there certainly is one. What I'm going over in my list here is first thing is foreground, middle ground, and background. And what are the elements in each one? It's interesting that the elements in each one are different. And it's interesting that the middle one, the main, what appears to be the largest and the main one, has two completely different patterns going on, one right inside the other. You have the buds, and then you have the shoots coming out of the buds, and that they all head off in the same direction, and they point to the upper right-hand corner. It's very interesting. So there's three different levels that I see there: the foreground and a beautiful set of flowers of one design, and then the second set with two different types of patterns in them. And then, of course, the background that is soft in the end.
Yeah, and I really like the way you've got those that are totally like Rex was talking, totally open, partially open, not opened. It just, and all of the stems in the back sweep up. It's just, I don't know. I really like this photo. Anybody else? How is the color?
I think it's beautiful colors.
And you have that green in the middle and you have the green in the background, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it really is.
I would defer to Dennis, but I'm thinking that this looks like one, I'm guessing because I haven't seen it that way, but this looks like it's a winner either in color or black and white.
Yeah.
Nah,
Either way.
but you knew I was going to say that. No, this one I really, and I'm sure Dennis can make a beautiful picture in a black and white because he's so good at it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, this
Sure.
just belonged in color.
Oh, well,
in
once
my
you
opinion.
right, once you see the color and you love the color, it's hard to think of it as anything else then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if you never saw this and it was presented to you as a black and white, you might have a different evaluation.
I agree.
Well, it's going to give you a different point of view. I liked it because it's so unique. I've
That's
never
what I
seen
like
anything else
about
like
it.
it.
Yeah. This is really, yeah, I'm just
It's
really.
the content.
Yeah.
Okay, Ellen again. Beth. Which one, Beth? Which trillium? That trillium or this magnolia blossom? Are you there, Beth? Beth left us?
Beth is in another meeting as well, so
Yeah, okay. Well, I like doing it, when we're talking, but let's
Oh, that's nice.
well, we can look at this if y'all want to. There's a black and white. Does anybody know why this is all black or white in the background? I mean, I've downloaded automatically a bunch of their stuff on Reddit and on Windows, and things are just not the same.
Hmm.
And I've never liked a white around the edges like this. It's usually darker.
Hmm.
Anybody?
You know what? I think that can't you change your basic presentation to different colors? Like you might make it black.
Yeah, I
but then
might be able to in Reddit. I haven't tried it. It was just tonight that I noticed it was doing that. To me, it's distracting. So it's just
again, if well, one of the things that I truly believe in is creating some form of frame, some sort of offsetting edge, so that regardless of what it finds its way to, you can still tell what is picture and what is not.
Yeah.
So most of my work that I put up, you'll see, has some form of separation, which I just call frame.
Yeah. Which is very easy to do, probably well, I know it's easy to do in Photoshop because I do it all the time in Photoshop. But I'd have to look up to see how to do it in
Just do
Lightroom or some other type of deal.
one or two actions will take care of almost all your different sizes.
Yep, it really does.
Are you talking about this photograph or something else?
Oh, something else. I was saying that
else.
when I loaded this up today or tonight when I got on, I noticed that the background, all the background is a different color in Reddit. And I don't normally have it looking like this where it's glaring at me. I
Margie,
have a softer
mine-
background.
Mine shows up as a darker color. But I run my computer in night mode all the time, or black mode, blackout or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I usually set it to the color I want, which is a darker color. But when I got into Reddick, this is what I saw. And when I got in tonight. So the same with Windows, they just continually change things in Windows that just drives me up a wall. Leave it alone. When it works, leave it alone. I'm sorry. Let's get back to Dennis.
I love the way it just flows. It reminds me of like sheets hanging on the line, blowing in the wind. It's very soft.
Nice texture, a lot of nice texture. And I like it.
I like it because of the shadows.
Yeah. And I like the background because it's not solid. You've actually got more texture in the background too. How about the contrast, everybody?
I like it.
Are we down to just a handful of people? How many people are on here tonight? Right now.
I'm back.
Okay, that's good. Anything else? Is it sharp enough for you? The composition?
Yeah.
Wow, we're really.
Thumbs up, Dennis. I love it.
There you go. If Beth is back, let's go to one of hers then. You have two of them on here, Beth. You have the Trillium and then you have the Magnolia.
Yeah, either one. I like the Trillium better, but.
All right, we'll get to the Trillium.
I like the sharpness of it. I like the way the flower is on the darker background. So it pops it. I like the texture in the leaves.
It's sharp. The flower itself looks pretty sharp. Yeah. And I do like the background. Anybody else? Nobody?
I like the way it stands out against the background.
Well, I'll put mine in there. I love the composition. The composition is very nice. There's detail below, but it doesn't compete. And I like, in this case, how flat the leaves are. And it looks like there is a pretty doggone good depth of field from the forward tip of the forward leaf all the way back to behind the Trillium, the last edge of the Trillium itself. Those are the things that I was looking at. The composition, the flatness of the leaves, which is sort of look out when you're walking along and you find, oh, here's one that looks like this, and it doesn't have anything else around it to contend with it. That's always my issue when I try to isolate a plant.
I agree.
Because it's nicely done.
Yeah, it's like everything just works together. The background, the way the flower is situated, there's like nothing out of place. The resolution on my laptop isn't really good, so I can't comment on the sharpness in that right now. But I mean, I remember seeing it from before, and It just seemed to be sharp enough, but not too much. You know, there's still like an overall softness to the photograph that it just really works well with the
It's not blown out.
Yeah.
You know, the white is not really blown out. I still see texture all through it. And white, you have to be careful of because it's easy to blow out white. So, yeah. Okay. Why does it say log in up here? I am logged in. Dang, this is just really different. Starting to bug me a little bit. Okay, we're running out of things to critique. Like I said, a lot of this is if you see anything, let me know.
Stop. Go back. About that one.
All righty. Sounds good to me. There you go.
Well, I, as you might expect, like that. It's very moody. It's very, it gives you a certain presence and state of mind. The right side is a little bit perplexing. You know, do you want that greenery, or should a little bit of that go away? I think that's a nice image. You know, it's not perfectly sharp, but I don't think it has to be. I mean,
No, not with the flower.
you know, a little bit noisy, and you certainly could have dealt with both a little bit, but the way it is quite nice.
Yeah, it's got a softness to it.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, people. Rex, Suzanne, come on.
Yeah, I think I agree with Dennis. Maybe crop the right side a little bit more in. But other than that, I agree. I really like that one too. It just, there's like kind of a feeling of, I don't know, peace or calmness when you look at it.
Yeah.
You know, y'all, anytime you need to bend oh, where was this taken at first? Was it in an establishment of some sort, Dennis?
What's that?
Where was it taken at? Outside or in the establishment?
Well, it's
That's
not mine.
Alan's.
Yeah.
Alan's.
Oh, this is Alan's, okay.
Yeah, I know. It looks like Dennis took it.
Yeah. The alligator clips that I have handed out, just
Yeah.
moving it over a little bit with the alligator clip could have also added to the photo where it's not as much over on this side. It's
Or
much
he could have just shifted his, like his position a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I'd have to be there to see it. That would work because this is so far in front. And I have used things to move some of the leaves out of the way to get the exact composition that I do want. And like I said, with those alligator clips, you can have one in the ground and right down here on the bottom, just slightly move it over.
Yeah.
So, okay, what time is it? 8:48. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about or do?
Well, remember, May 31st, we're planning a trip to Ohio. So if anybody wants to go, let me know.
May 31st.
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Oh, you're going to YM?
Yes.
Hmm.
How many people would like to go?
I'd like to go, but I don't know if I can go.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Do you think we need to tell them that we're all coming down there? Like, getting different things done to our cameras? Would they be overwhelmed?
They haven't been in the past, but I've gone when there's like 5 or 6 of us, so
Like if you want to get your sensor cleaned, or would they be able to do that all in the same day?
what do y'all say? Because I haven't had a problem. It takes a little longer. We drop off the cameras, we tell them what we want, and then go out and take pictures, then come back. Is the way we did it, at least the last time I know we went up there. That's the way
I've
we-
never been, so I can't tell you.
When is the trip to Pittsburgh Botanical Society?
Ooh, that's coming up.
Oh, let me look.
June 25th, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at the calendar right now. It does say June 25th for the Pittsburgh Botanical Gardens at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you might check their website. They're doing some sort of construction. Because there was a caution that the parking could be difficult.
I was just there about a month ago and part of the parking lot was closed, but there was still plenty of parking
Yeah, okay,
available. That wasn't on a weekend though, that was during the week.
yeah.
Okay. What do y'all want to do? I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened here. Because I can't even see where to make it full size. Do not like it when things are changed around. I think we've critiqued most everything except for we can't comment on anything like that. Oh, here's an event. Oh, this is what we did at the
IHOP.
at the IHOP. This is Suzanne, I think.
Yeah, she's good about posting stuff. Mine's
Yeah.
still in the camera. I haven't even looked at them.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it safe.
You know where your camera is. That's a step ahead of where me.
I'm cleaning out my camera closet and my whole, I'll know my dining room table. It is totally filled, and I still have more in my camera closet. That's not including my other storage area for all my camera equipment. I just don't, I need to get in there and figure out how to get to all of my stuff. We did critique this.
Talent.
I'll tell you what, he's not here, and I know you don't like to have a critique done when the person isn't here, but that was an image that I spent a lot of time studying. I was very interested in how the two figures could be perceived one way and then another. And I wrote in the comments what I thought about it, so that would save time. But I thought that this was a very well done image. The title that he gave it, I think if I remember correctly, had to do with the filter that he was using. It wasn't it didn't reflect on what was there. But anyway, I wrote what I wrote, and if you take a look at it, you can see. I just thought it looked like it was like nature's little humans.
That's what I thought.
It's just like these plants have a human nature to them, and they were holding hands, and they're on the stage, and the light hits right into the top of their heads. It was very nicely done.
After I read your description, I can't unsee it any other way. I can't see it any other way than how you described it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first looked at it, I thought, well, I don't know about the composition because it looks like they're looking down in the lower right-hand corner. And then I thought, you know what? No, that looks more like the back of these little critters,
Yeah.
not the front.
What do you
And-
suppose, what's in the left side?
I think it's another flower like that, but
Yeah. It's nice.
Well, in the fantasy, this is a fantasy presentation. To me, this is a fantasy presentation.
Yeah.
So, you know, the things that are very, very soft in the background, you can continue to fantasize like it's another plant looking back at what's going on. So, you know, there's that.
This is the light that is lighting up the front of their.
Very good.
No,
Very good.
So is this a photograph or collage?
I think it's a straightforward photograph. He used it was a crazy array. I can't remember all of it, but it was like a 700 millimeter lens that he was using for this shot. I can't remember all the details of it because it's been a couple of days since I wrote it up, but it was quite an array of equipment he was using to shoot that. I would have thought that it was just a handheld with a 50 or an 80 or a 105, but no, it was a much longer lens that he used for it, which is probably where he got that very soft drop in the depth of field.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was shot with.
It really is. It's like
yeah, it
what
was a
it says, it's
700.
fantasy.
Yeah, it was shot with a 700 millimeter lens, ISO 3200.
Mm-hmm.
His D850 at 800th of a second at f8.
Wow.
Yeah, there were some wild numbers in there.
It looks like he used a texture, like a texture layer on it. That's what I thought at first when I first saw it.
Dennis, did he say where it was taken? Oh, not Dennis, but Rex. Did he say where it was taken?
Well, no, I only have the same information that everybody else has that I got from it. The fact that wherever it is, he put the information about the ISO and the shutter speed and the camera and all of that. That's the extent of information that was there. He did write, he did comment, and there's a comment in there somewhere, but I still don't think that it has anything to do with where it was shot.
No, it just says he used a filter.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a unique image. I saw it right away and I started thinking, wow, there's a lot of ways to see this thing.
Yeah. I immediately thought of two people holding hands
Mm-hmm.
and with the light shining down on the front. And that's the way I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. I love the background, the texture, the whole subject. I like stuff that is different, and this is different. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing.
All right. Thank you, Margie. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
Let's see here. I got my schedule here. What do we got going on next month? June. Building websites is going to be the WPS meeting, and Beth is doing that. The SWG meeting is about artistic effects in post-processing, and Beth is doing that.
And if anyone has ideas on things that they want to see in that, let me know.
Okay.
All right, and we mentioned this, but we have the Pittsburgh Botanical Gardens on the 25th at 10 a.m.
Am I supposed to do something in June?
Margie, you got your list of
I've got it here. Let me think. Yes, Dennis, you have the tips and tricks.
And that's the SWG meeting.
Uh-huh.
So that will be a little show and tell of
Yeah,
Death
you
Valley
travel.
photos.
Yeah,
All right,
sounds good.
we got a few hundred together.
You what?
So I'll
A
get a
few
few hundred
hundred.
together.
That's what I thought you said.
That'll keep you busy.
So we will have a whole meeting of 2 hours of Dennis's pictures.
Wow, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, I don't mind. I really don't.
Yeah, we went to Phipps, pretty good new show. I'm not so much for the Billy Porter dresses, but some fairly interesting flowers. And then I went over to Rensiehausen Rose Garden in McKeesport. And that's if you got nothing to do and it's cloudy, it's worth going over there. It's early. So the flowers, the roses are, well, most of them are not blooming, but there are a couple of examples of roses that, you know, nobody's there. So you get pretty clear access. And it was worthwhile. You're not doing anything?
Thanks for reminding me about that, Dennis. I remember seeing that a couple years ago when they weren't blooming, but thinking that this might be a good place to go back
Yeah.
to.
And if you go
Thank
early,
you.
the roses are still they're still they're intact. They've not been
Your buds.
you know, they're not moldy or
Yeah.
ridden with insects. So, and you can use a tripod.
Well, more and more flowers are blooming every day. I know I look at my garden and y'all know I'm a crazy garden person. And it seems like something blooms new every single day. But that's the way I have my garden,
Yeah.
so that it blooms all the way up until frost. And I know the flowers around us, you know, all your irises right now are going crazy.
Yeah.
One thing, if you like taking pictures of irises, there's plenty out there.
They're my favorite.
But there are a lot of other different types. The vine, oh, come on. I'm having a senior moment. The vine with the pretty flowers on,
The clematis.
thank you. They're really looking nice right now, a lot of them. So,
If you go to Phipps, you got to watch the school trips. You just have to find a seat and be patient until the young ones pass by.
yeah. I saw a presentation today about what is going on at Phipps, all the different dresses and etc. You
Yeah.
know, it didn't look like it was wow type of thing that I normally see at Phipps, but I only saw that portion of it about all
Yeah.
the Billy Porter's, you know, dresses, etc. So I don't know, and that's supposed to last until mid-June. When is that? This month is the last month, I think.
Something like that. I mean, you just tolerate that. I mean,
Yeah.
and they're doing some heavy duty construction. They're doing the broderie room is back, but the room with the pond, where the pond is on the east side is now torn up. So, and it'll be torn up for a year or so.
Wow. You'll
But
still
there's
see a
still
lot of
plenty
the,
to shoot.
yeah, you'll still see a lot of tropical flowers and etc.
Yeah,
And they
this time I got there a little bit early, and I went into the outdoor garden section on the pit side of Phipps. And there were peonies in bloom. There were a few, and a few roses, but some pretty interesting plants to photograph. And it's if you go early, there's nobody there.
Yeah. Okay. Brian, are you still there or
Yep, I'm here.
okay?
All right, guys. Well, yeah.
Are you going to the
Uh,
next talk about, Brian?
I don't know. That's too far ahead for me.
All right, what about to the camera shop with us? Are you going there?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I am. Let me double check my calendar here.
We're trying to get an idea to see how many, you know, if we need 2 cars, do we need 1 car? Do we not even go?
Yeah,
You know?
I'm not 100% sure. I have an appointment that day, but I might be able to reschedule that appointment. So I will see if I can reschedule the appointment I'm planning on going, put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all can just let Marty know, because this is very important. We got to be able to know how many people are going.
Yep.
Did you talk about the trip to the farm up in Bedford? Or my month off?
They already went.
You already talked about that?
Well, they went earlier.
Okay.
What did you want to talk about, Dennis?
No, I just thought it was a good trip. I mean,
Oh,
3
yeah.
redhead kids and half a dozen goats. I mean, it was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There
love
was-
the goats.
There were still some nice flowers there too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well,
I'm gonna sign off, folks.
All right. Thank
We'll
you.
be looking for you next time.
Have a good night.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
If there's
yeah.
nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and sign off myself. I got to go build an RC car.
okay.
How was the race in Somerset?
That's this Sunday or this Saturday coming.
Oh, okay.
So
Good luck.
Never mind.
I'll have a report on that after that. Yeah.
Good
All right.
night.
You're not gonna live stream it.
I'll be on the
From the
go kart. I
cockpit.
won't be able to live stream it. No.
But you're
I'll
good,
try
Brett.
to post some stuff of it.
All right.
Would.
All right, guys.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Good night, all.
See ya.
Good night, all. Bye-bye.
Bye.